Next video. Bangladesh, the most toxic country in the world. I'm a pre-like
It
this
has the
because
worst
I'm
air
interested.
quality globally. Breathing in these particles can reduce the life expectancy of its inhabitants by up to 7 years.
Damn.
Every day, 350 tons of garbage are dumped into its rivers.
What the
and
fuck?
Drinking the water is like consuming poison due to its high levels of chemicals and arsenic. The noise in the cities is so extreme that many people suffer from permanent hearing loss. The meat consumed here absorbs all the metals in the air, becoming a
Ew.
source of diseases for humans.
Look at all
What
those
you're looking
fucking
at right now
flies.
was once a river. Today, we're going to witness the damage that humans can cause to the planet in the most toxic and polluted country on Earth. We are in Bangladesh, specifically in Dhaka, the most densely populated city on the planet, with areas that can have up to 150,000 inhabitants in 1 square kilometer. I must say, I visited many polluted places around.
Is this like the poorest country on the planet or something? Like, why is this so, like, outlandishly disgusting and polluted? Why is it so toxic here?
Such as India or Lahore, which is considered the most
What the fuck
polluted
is
city in
that?
Pakistan. But
What
I
is
have never
that?
seen anything like this. Here, the entire country is contaminated.
Hold on, chat.
The most
I'm
shocking
gonna pull
part
y'all
is
up
that
right now.
what is visible to the naked eye is not the most dangerous. The garbage is actually the least of the problems. The real crisis is the toxic chemicals in the water and the particles in the air. What's in the air? Breathing in the city, you can feel something dense entering through your nose, and it's the mixture of smoke, coal that's in the air from
Bro,
heavy
that's the
metals,
air?
dust, and all
Jesus,
the pollution.
bro. That shit
Here
looks
are
like
the
fucking
highest levels of air pollution
gas.
in the world. They are 15 times worse than those recommended by the World Health Organization.
Look at his camera.
It is
already
estimated
dirty.
that breathing for 1 day in this city is equivalent to smoking about 25 cigarettes. Places like these, there are no precise studies, but it could be equivalent to 40 or 50 cigarettes. Seriously, your nose starts to hurt from how dense the air is. I want to see if you yourselves can appreciate in the distance something that looks like mist, which can no longer be clearly seen at the very
Bro,
end.
look at the corporate
That is
buildings.
the smoke mixed with dust and everything
They
that I'm
look
talking
like
about.
abandoned.
That's what we are breathing right now.
This place in 2 years is gonna be like abandoned. This is the type of shit you send nukes to.
Particles in the air are 30 times finer than a human hair and are loaded with heavy metals such as
Look
arsenic,
at the trees,
lead,
bro. The trees look
mercury,
like they're
cadmium, and
dying.
more. The old, poorly maintained engines running in the city also contribute to the
Bro.
pollution, emitting
These cars are
hydrocarbons,
beat up.
black carbon,
Oh my
sulfur dioxide,
God.
and other pollutants. These particles penetrate the lungs
Jesus.
and enter the bloodstream, causing respiratory, cardiovascular, and even cancer diseases. Studies indicate that the inhabitants of Dhaka live on average 7 years less due to
You think these people that live here are like adapted to this shit? Like they're just like different breeds? Like you think people who have babies here just like already adapt to the environment? I don't know, bro. Y'all tell me.
pollution. Brick factories are one of the main
Brick
causes
factories?
of air pollution in Dhaka. It is
Fuck. Somebody
estimated
just fly in
that
my nose?
7,000 brick factories
God
across
damn.
all
This
of
video is so toxic, it's coming in
Bangladesh
real
produce
life.
23 billion bricks. And to prevent the authorities from interfering, it is said that they bribe them to avoid any type of regulation.
How do you...
As
Wait,
a result,
how?
these massive kilns burn wood, coal, and other fuels to produce bricks. And as you can see, everything goes directly into the air without any type of filter. They are responsible for roughly 60% of the air pollution in Dhaka. This also affects the food people consume. Meat sold in open-air markets absorbs
just
all
looks
the particles in the
disgusting,
air.
bro.
Vendors wash the meat with water contaminated with arsenic and other chemicals. Additionally, the lack of refrigeration encourages the growth of bacteria like
the street
salmonella,
food here, but oh my god, I bet the street food here literally fucking kills you.
while flies deposit bacteria and parasites. The high temperatures make the meat spoil quickly, generating toxins.
Not one English speaker, I'm sorry, I had to say it.
This leads to food poisoning and severe gastrointestinal infections in people. I have never seen anything like this in my life. The butcher shop is an
Oh my
entire
god, yo, let's go back
meat-
for a second.
I have never seen
Look how clean he looks compared to everybody else. It looks like he doesn't even belong there. I mean, he doesn't, but like, bro. Look at this, bro. This image alone is sad.
Anything like this in my life. The butcher shop is an entire meat
I love how
market
everybody's
right
staring
next to
too,
the
like, what
train
is this?
tracks and in the middle of traffic, practically in the heart of the city. Unbelievable. Here is the butcher shop, here is the market, and right in front of it are the metal bars that separate it from the train tracks.
They're
People
riding
on top
trains.
of the train.
What the fuck?
And here is
Is
something
he
I
ore
hadn't
farming?
seen. There are people who don't move when the train passes, who are working in the middle of the track. This can't be. Look, I can almost touch it. Once the train passes, everything goes back to normal, and those who can't get a space off the tracks, they are
What?
installed on the tracks. There are people on the train tracks doing business, and they don't even move when the train passes. One of the biggest problems that has occurred, it's the contamination of drinking water, not the river, the drinking water, the piped water. It turns out that in the 1970s and 80s, they drilled hundreds of thousands of wells to avoid surface contamination. So, they dug wells and realized much later that approximately 20% of all the wells were contaminated with arsenic, a mineral that affects the nervous system, causes skin cancer, lung diseases, and so on. What was initially done with the intention of improving people's quality of life ended up killing thousands. And it is said that even now some few people have no option but to continue using these wells. This is considered the greatest mass poisoning of all time. The problem with the water is so severe that I'm finding that not even the local people drink water from the tap, unlike in other countries where, when the water is contaminated, the body gets used to it and they can keep drinking. I'm told that very few people do, practically only the poorest. They are the ones who
That's
have to
sad.
adapt to taking that poison, which the government takes from the water tap. They filter it, remove the arsenic, the chemicals, and sell it like this. This costs 30 takas, which is about 25 cents of a dollar,
Oh, fuck
around
no.
110
$25
colognes,
25 cents
18
for
liters that
fucking,
can even be found on the
for
street.
fucking poison water?
This is how people access better water. If one day you ever feel completely, really tangled up, stuck, not knowing how to get into the work, remember this man fixing it. The city's telephone lines. One of the main causes of the extreme pollution in this country is that it has one of the worst sewer systems in the world.
I bet.
Between 80 and 90% of all waste falls
Oh my
directly
God,
into the
how many-
river without
How
any
many people do
treatment.
you think shower in this? There's animals here? Yo, I'm surprised as fuck. I can't. There's animals here?
And it is
Like what?
estimated that every day in the rivers of Dhaka, 350 tons of toxic waste. Here we are seeing all the sewage of the city fall, all the fecal waste, the feces, urine, and medical waste produced by 20 million inhabitants fall directly into the river without any treatment. And
Oh
yet
my
this is not the
God,
word.
that looks like a pool you leave out for years, bro. That shit's disgusting. What is that? What the fuck is this?
Bangladesh is the second largest textile industry in the
Is that
whole
wool?
planet. Dhaka is a giant textile factory. And all the chemicals, surfactants, detergents,
Look at all those
dyes,
bugs,
and metals
bro.
they
That's
use like
disgusting,
lead
bro.
or chromium all go into the river
This
without
is where
treatment.
oh my God.
We are
This is
in
where
what is
flies are
supposed
from.
to be the
Jesus
cleanest
Christ.
area of all Dhaka, the modern part, where the rich people live, which is said to be a bit more satiated, and where the government cleans more, because there are embassies and companies. And even so, see how we can find a park. And the most striking thing is that if we approach this pond, which is the largest in all of Southeast Asia, in the past, it was used for a king that lived here to bathe his elephants. We see how
What?
pipes coming from factories in the city fall here, releasing tubes that land here, and see the reactions that chemicals cause as they mix in the water.
That's straight goop. That's deadass just straight goop. That's disgusting.
Bubbles are coming out of the pond.
That shit's a lava.
Maybe you, like me, wonder if there is
Excuse me.
garbage collection in this city, if the government does anything to clean the city.
Fuck no, they
And
won't.
yes,
They won't
it
even touch
exists.
these people.
We just saw those responsible for collecting this, for cleaning the city.
Damn,
but
the
it turns
birds look
out that
different
the
here
culture,
too.
the habit of throwing trash on the street is so ingrained in people here that it is impossible to clean it all up. This is just from today. This is only from what has happened today. And here, you can find, I saw a cow's leg. I saw meat that was just thrown out. So that spreads viruses and germs. And also, there are people living in these holes we see behind here. Just now, I saw people coming out who live next to one of the thousands.
How do you even
Millions
sleep?
of landfills in the city. The smell emanating from them is unbearable. It makes you want to vomit just walking by here. We can see in very small businesses, like these little
taking a
kiosks
risk.
behind, that there is always trash in front from what people buy. Anyone who buys a bag of bread or some snack eats it and immediately throws it on the ground. It's part of the culture. All the trash
Part of
that
the
comes from these
culture.
small shopping centers is simply thrown here in the ditch. People take it out of their place so it doesn't bother them there and just throw it in the ditch. It's normal to find the ditches completely covered in the city of so much garbage, but it's okay. Life goes on as normal. Even here alongside, there are sales of fruit.
This looks like the cleanest dude out of everybody. Oh, hold on, Mr. Businessman. The fit kind of tough. Hold on. The fit kind of tough here. Damn, these suits look nice as fuck. Are these corporate workers?
Food, and all kinds of products. It's okay. I
Bro,
can't
watching this video is attracting flies.
believe that the
Goddamn.
most sensitive area, the one they should take
Never
the
mind.
most care of, is the worst I've seen of. In fact, it is the largest garbage dump we have found in the city. The riverbank. It doesn't make sense what we are seeing here. This is what a canal in the middle of the city looks like.
That poor dog.
In fact, they don't stop dumping more garbage. It's already just
Oh
like
my
a public
God,
dump.
that poor dog.
Everything you see here is trash, covering what was once a river.
This was
And we
once a
notice it
river?
because right at the very end, there is
Dude,
still a little
another
water
dog.
running towards the Buriganga River, the most important in Bangladesh. The rivers are just like dumps. People come up and throw away whatever trash they have to dispose of. In these kinds of videos, I don't like to exaggerate. I like to tell you the reality
Bro's calling his whole game.
of what I'm seeing. There are areas here in Bangladesh where not even a
Nah, tourists must be like slave owners back in the day. Yo, chill, hold on. Nope, never mind. Not even gonna continue that sentence. My bad. Continue.
mask can filter the amount of smoke and things in the air. And
I'm-
there are
I mean,
areas
like,
like
how
this
people
one
would
where
look
my
at them.
eyes are
Chill.
watering. I can't even see well because of the number of particles in the air. This is one of the most affected by pollution in Bangladesh. What we are seeing is not a channel nor a pipe. This completely black water you see here is the Buriganga River, the most important river in the whole country. He is already biologically dead. It is one of the most polluted in the entire planet. We are going to take a boat to navigate it. Even the traffic on the water is crazy. Look at this ferry leaving
Bro, that
alongside
water literally looks black. That water looks black.
us without any
That shit
kind
looks
of
like
control.
oil.
This other one, and we are going to move it forward. I don't know if we are going to stop or not.
Bro, he
This
better,
is
he
one of
better
the
have
most
paid this
important
dude like
ports in the south of Asia.
$2,000.
So there are hundreds of ferries that when they stop, they throw all their garbage into the river. They don't even
Why?
care for putting it somewhere else. And also, I don't know if you can see what they were telling you because of the sun's reflections, but the water is completely black. It's because the river is biologically dead. That means there is no life here, no fish. Many years ago, fishermen lived off the fish they caught here. But now, look at this. It's all pollution. Maybe there are some microorganisms around, but nothing that could feed those who lived off the river. All the fecal waste that reaches the pipes, the sewers, or the city's large canals ends
Bro.
up here. Everything ends up
How is
falling here.
water dead?
Chemicals from
That shit's
all untreated
crazy.
factories. This is what they have left. We are discovering that there are people living on the boats. It is a means of work and the only space in the city they have to live. So they live their
mean, it's
lives here,
solid.
bathe in this water, which is the only one they have access to, and relieve themselves. All here in the river. In the city, apart from all the pollution
Is
we
that a
have seen.
cop? What the fuck? Is that dyed hair? I've never seen that. Yo, look at how many dirty looks he's getting. Choom 1, choom 2, choom 3, choom 4. Alright, everybody else is chilling.
There is a type of pollution. What is invisible pollution? You might already
Bro, this is sad. Imagine trying to raise a kid in this country, this town, whatever this is called.
be
Sandals is
hearing
tough, I
it.
guess.
It's pollution. Acoustics. Noise levels so high that they cause progressive and irreversible damage to the ears, and also keep people at high stress levels. And that can also make them react aggressively in everyday situations. For this reason, street ear cleaners exist. And they have a lot of work, partly because people think they have earwax, but actually they are hard of hearing. Something very curious and striking is that at first glance, it seems that it no longer affects them. It's like they've already adapted to the pollution. Very few people, like him, can be seen wearing masks, showing they care a bit. A little because of what happens. However, it is estimated that about 270,000 people
Why is this dude
die
so
each
mad?
year in Bangladesh due to pollution. And almost 50% are children who are the most affected.
Bro, I can't even read none of that. Is that Arabic? Like, oh my god, bro.
Well, my
how?
friends, finally with this sunset. Truly spectacular on the Buriganga River. Despite the conditions it's in, it's still beautiful to see the sun set from a little boat, calmly sailing on the river. Tell me what you thought of this video. For me, very shocking.
Very
Never in my
sad.
life had I seen the incredible the harm we are capable of doing to the planet. And I hope this video helps us. Oh my god, I hadn't noticed there was a ferry behind us. It almost hit us. I still haven't gotten used to the crazy life they live here. We're bumping into the one in front too. God. As I was saying, I hope this helps us appreciate and take even better care of our country.
After visiting, I can confirm it took me weeks to recover from a nasty cough and cold. Damn, that's crazy. This is not even the effects of being poor, it's literally just laziness and not caring. Burr reduced his life by 7 years to show us this video. Bro, this is crazy.